Can't wait for this. We're giving old dishware new life. Marieli Cruzado of Tears of Joy is here. She's going to show us how to transform antique plates into those stunning tiered stands. Perfect for celebrating special moments. Don't go anywhere. Houston Life will be right back.
Welcome back to Houston Life. We love a good DIY project here at Houston Life. Lucky for us, this one is eco-friendly and a really cool way to preserve memories. So if you have a collection of old plates at home, maybe gathering dust sitting on a shelf, how about repurposing them into something you can actually use?
Yeah, you can turn it into something elegant. You can use it for parties, displays, or just add a little extra flair to your home. Marieli Cruzado, the founder of Tears of Joy, is joining us now with more on the inspiration behind this really smart, really creative business. We're all about the upcycle. Hey, welcome.
Thank you so much. I am so happy to be here. I am very excited.
Well, we're so glad to have you. Tell us how this beautiful business got started.
So it all got started with one of my friends. Her daughter was getting married.
Okay.
And she knew I loved antiques and I love plates. And she asked me if I knew a good place to find tier stands. And I told her everything I could find was too expensive. And I always have a project for my husband. So I told my husband if he could drill a plate, and he did. And we started.
Okay,
there you go.
And here is your husband, who I believe is watching at home, 18 years
Hi,
happily
Richard.
married. You have a 7-year-old and a 10-year-old at
do.
home. He has a full-time job for a medical device company. You have a full-time job working for a Fortune 500 company.
Yes.
In addition to both of your full-time jobs and your full-time jobs as parents, you decide one day, hey, I'm going to do this on the side.
Yeah.
Tell us how you have time for this. The kids go to bed and you go to work drilling plates and assembling them?
Yes, we just have, this is one of the big things that I have learned. There's many things that I have learned ever since we started this. You have to be very intentional with your time. So that is a big thing. Intentional with your time is big. So from 6 to midnight, I am very intentional with learning about plates, finding them, understanding what's happening in the design world. So I put my heart and my soul into it.
From 6 to midnight?
Yes, most days I am scrolling through China patterns at 11 o'clock at night. So it's very dear and dear to my heart. And the other part is I will not be here today and really behind me and in front of me are standing more than 10 businesswomen in full share that made this possible for me too, who helped me, who lift me up. And whenever I'm in a pickle, they show up. One of them is here with me today. So that's a big part, is finding that network of people that can help you and lift you up and that they show up with you. So they are here with me today. So I totally love that, and those friendships that I have that help us get there.
So we're looking at pictures of your work in a boutique in Fulshire. We're looking at different creations that you have made. Everything is so stunning and so beautiful. I mean, this is something that you say we can do? We can assemble here?
We're about to do it. Yes.
I mean, okay. I mean, you're radiating positivity, but I don't know. Okay.
No, we can totally do it. You're about to do it. So in front of you, you have 2 plates. So grab your small plate first, and you can grab your cup, Tessa.
And these are pre-drilled.
These are pre-drilled. So Rachel took care of those before we did this today.
Is there a type of plate that works better, or any type of china?
We use any type of china. Bone china is always better. I will always sell you that an antique plate. So they used to make them better before. So they drill better than new plates.
Okay.
So what Tessa has in her hand is a French china. So the plates that Tessa has in her hand are about 90 years old. So we're going to start by putting this here.
Okay.
And then you're going to put one of the white washers.
Okay.
And then you're going to put your first hardware. And then you're going to do the same, Derek.
Okay.
And then, so you have your screw with your washer, and then you put that. And then the plate that Derek has in his hand is actually very special. They're both very special. But the one that Derek has in his hand actually has a marking in the back of the plate. And this one has it too. It says GNO McClellan. It was actually The plate that Derek has used to be purchased in a department store that was in Houston from 1892 to about 1920.
Wow, 407 Main Street, Houston,
about 11
Texas.
miles from here.
Whoa.
Yeah, so most of these department stores used to have their china designed by French designers, and then they will sell it. It was a sign of status in the United States before the Grand Depression. So it's a little bit of Houston history that you have in your hands.
Whoa, beautiful.
And I actually searched very hard for plates like that. I think they tend to be very special. And
Am I doing this right?
No,
I
you're
told
fine.
you I couldn't
Yours
do it
is
good.
trickier than Derek's.
I
Oh, give
told
me
you
the
not to
easy
have.
one.
Yeah.
Can I borrow that
right.
screwdriver over
Of
there?
course.
I just want to
That's-
tighten this a little
Look
bit.
at that. You're a pro already.
How does he know?
He knows. It's that easy.
Well, and Marieli, it's surprising to me. I love
There you go.
thrifting.
Thank
It's always surprising to me when I find vintage china in a thrift store. They're not very expensive.
No, they're not.
sometimes.
No, so sometimes they're not very expensive. A lot of the value of the plate, it really sometimes depends on how trendy they are in the design community or in the decor community. So it really depends of that, like how trendy they are. Your plate, actually, it's a new plate on top and then an older plate, an antique plate on the bottom. I love doing that. I love creating the new and bringing something that has that sentimental value. And a big part of this for me is also honoring the history of the plates, the history of where we are, but also there's a big part of me that feels very connected to, most probably these plates were purchased when somebody got married. And it was a big investment and it was a big thing that they did for their family. So how do we honor that, save them from the landfill, and then have them in beautiful decor that then we can enjoy with our family, with our friends. So that is something that I find very important as I do this and as I look for the designs. So I tend to be obsessive about finding those amazing plates that I can
Passionate is
have.
a better word.
Thank you.
We see how much love and passion. Okay, we're running out of time. Was there something you wanted to sprinkle on or show us about
Yes,
your
I'll
tiered
show you.
plates?
So if you guys think about how you can elevate your experiences, just think about how, if you want to have your Meghan Markle mobile,
Oh dear.
you can have your dried fruit and you can sprinkle it over your Trader Joe's popcorn.
Dried fruit
Wait,
flowers.
explain the
Here you
Meghan Markle thing.
Okay.
Yes. So she loves to sprinkle the,
Dried flowers?
just to make
Naturally.
things prettier, of
Naturally.
course. And then,
But people are kind of making fun of her for
yes,
that, right?
but we're
now you're doing
embracing
it.
it. We're embracing
we're
it.
We wanna do
embracing
it.
it.
Yes, so you can have your Trader Joe's popcorn, and then you can totally make it better. And then
This
look
makes
at that.
it better?
It makes it better. Now you
don't
feel
know.
fancier.
Marieli,
That-
I think it's so sweet that this is your business, but you actually just let us in on your secrets and showed our viewers how to do this.
very
It
easy.
really is lovely. I couldn't
you.
personally do this as beautifully as you have set it up for us. Remind our viewers, if they want to find you in Fulshear,
Yes.
along with all these other women-owned businesses, where do they go?
Yeah, so they can find us in Tiffany's Tiny Flower Truck in Fulshear. So most of us, we're vendors there, and we also have our websites, but we're at Tiffany's Tiny Flower Truck. And most of the vendors that are at Tiffany's are here with me in this table, whether it's macaroons, cookies with sugarberry and Aide, Tara with the stitching. So most of them are here today.
Oh, Aide with Sugarberry Bake Shop is
yes,
with you?
those are
Love
her
them.
cookies right
Oh,
here.
we love Aide. Very,
Yes.
very nice. And
You're
these are
wonderful.
beautiful
Thank you so
decals.
much. You guys are wonderful.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Marieli Cruzado, you have
Thank you for having
an
me.
infectious energy about
Thank
you.
you.
Congrats on your business.
Thank you. Thank you for having
And
me.
your 3 full-time jobs. Fortune 500 company, this, and being a mom. My goodness. Don't know how you do it, but I'm glad you're doing
Thank
it.
you.
Marieli Cruzado, great to see you. And in the meantime, if you are in love with these stands, we have provided a link to connect with Marieli and Tears of Joy on our website. You know the drill. Just visit our website, HoustonLife.tv, and look for the what? The Scene on Houston Live section. There you go.
Okay.